Hello there, a long time no see, and 37 and 5 days weeks pregnant. Oh my goodness, I don't know if that made sense, but we're gonna keep it because I'm trying to do this in one take. I have been meaning to get around to filming one of these again for a long time. I just haven't. I would be lying to you guys if I said I've been having a pretty easy time during this pregnancy. It's just been very difficult. I think it's a lot of things. It's very hot. We've had a very abnormally hot summer this year in Las Vegas. COVID also is a big thing still, and that's just been making everything really just awful in general. We've been potty training the boys, so that was in the beginning very rough as well. And being pregnant, as some people may or may not know, isn't always just sunshine and rainbows, so it's just been very difficult. And also I'm just kind of lazy. Just nowadays I'm just kind of over it. I'm over a lot of things. Vlad has also started doing 2 different types of programs. Vladimir is my older son. If this is your first time watching this video or me, I have 2 boys. But my oldest one is in 2 different programs, so we've been doing that online, and it's just been a lot. It's been a lot. So let's get on to this bump. Wilhelmina is the most cutest thing I feel like I've ever seen outside of the 2 boys. You know, we went to go see her on a 3D ultrasound photo, which I'll put photos right here. But isn't she so darling? I was a little bit sad because I hadn't realized that I had a Groupon to use until a few days before it expired, and I was well past the time that they usually suggest you doing it, because obviously the bigger that you want the baby to be cute and chubby cheeked and really just sweet looking, because if you've ever done 3D ultrasounds earlier in your pregnancy, you'll know that sometimes they look kind of alien. They can look very skeleton, because it's just, you know, yes, they look more human, but they don't have that much fat on them, so it just makes them look kind of sometimes creepy. So, you know, they suggest you waiting until you're further along and they're starting to put on that cute baby fat, so your photos turn out really cute. But unfortunately I waited a little bit too long, so she is just cramped in there. And then of course the little thing that never stops moving decided to stop moving right then and there. So I've decided to have her at home. One fun fact that you may or may not know about me is that I've actually had decided when I first got pregnant the first time around that I always wanted to have my children at home. I actually had a midwife picked out and everything, and unfortunately I lost my first 2 pregnancies, and then my 3rd pregnancy resulted in my son Vladimir, and then my 4th being my son Niklaus, and then my 5th being Wilhelmina. And not going to lie, after experiencing 2 losses, it was a very devastating thing for me. I just wasn't expecting it, even though I knew it was very common, and I had told myself that, you know, these things happen and it's just a part of life. I just didn't realize how much it was going to affect me. And I decided, you know, with just being so fearful in the beginning, that I decided not to have Vladimir at home. He also had I had more so some underlying health issues that wouldn't have made me a good candidate anyways, and I just wanted the extra, I guess you can say, security of knowing that he was being checked out here and there, which in turn ended up being a curse within and of itself. You know, sometimes a little bit too much information can be a bad thing as well. It can be a bad thing as well. So, and with Klaus, I just feel like I just got pregnant really quickly. Didn't really get a chance to think about it. But that hospital birth was substantially better than Vladimir's was, for sure. So I felt kind of okay with the idea of, you know, just continually having hospital births, especially since Klaus's hospital birth was much more nice. It was nicer. But we've decided, me and Raymond, my husband, have decided that this is going to be our last child. It is a lot. 3 kids is a lot. 1 kid is a lot, but 3 for sure. And we have just both decided that this is going to be it. It's been a lot on my body. It's been a lot on me emotionally, mentally, physically. So we're just done, and when we had realized that and came to terms with that, I decided that this was going to be obviously my last time to be able to experience a home birth. So what better time than the present? So I'm very excited. We got everything ready to go here. We actually set up the birth tub the other day, so I'll post a photo of that right here. So a lot of people, when they hear home birth, it kind of goes hand in hand with like a water birth, which isn't necessarily true, but like that's just something I've noticed in my own little circle of like friends and family, is that a lot of people are like, oh, you're gonna give birth to her in the water. And honestly, no offense to anybody who has had a water birth, but that just does not sound appealing to me at all. I don't like water that much. Honestly, I'm just planning on using this birthing tub more so for pain management and pain reliever, you know, opposed to actually giving birth to her in the tub. If I give birth to her in there, I'll be very surprised. It's not that, but that's not what I planned, you know, like it could happen because obviously this is my first time, who knows, you know, but I am very excited and a little bit nervous. I was talking to my midwife the other day and I was just like, I feel like I'm in denial. I've been feeling like I'm in denial this entire pregnancy because I don't feel pregnant. And now that I finally feel pregnant, I feel like I still have months until she's here. And even as I'm looking at the calendar on my wall that says October, knowing that it's October 3rd, I cannot believe that she'll be here. She could be here any day now, which is just wild to me, and I just can't get over that. Another thing that is just very interesting with this pregnancy is that I've been experiencing a lot of Braxton Hicks contractions, which is weird because I never experienced anything like this with my other two pregnancies. With Vladimir, allegedly, I was having contractions a few weeks before I even had him. So much so that they had sent me to the hospital for some observations to see, you know, how strong they were and if they were doing anything. And the nurses, while I was like, you know, being monitored, they're like, can you feel that? I'm like, no, I can't feel that. And honestly, with his birth and delivery and labor, I couldn't feel anything until they broke my water. And then I felt everything, because at that point in time, if you've been following me for that long, I've been on Pitocin. Excuse me, I'd been on Pitocin for hours. And then with Klaus, I started feeling some contractions, which I had thought that normal contractions were going to be. You know, they started off pretty mild, had a start and an end. And I had started feeling those the day before he was born. He was born on May 17th, so I was feeling them on the 16th, but they went away. And then later on that night, following into the morning of the 17th, they had come back and they were getting progressively longer and stronger, but you know, but then I had a baby. So it's very strange to feel these contractions and like it not be anything. Another thing that's very strange is that I didn't realize what they were until I had told my midwife about it. It just feels like my stomach is getting hard because, like I said, you think of a contraction and you think of it a definite beginning and a definite end. It's like, oh, you feel it and then it stops, or you know. And these were just kind of like my stomach would get hard. It wasn't until just, I believe, yesterday or even maybe a few days ago that they started to feel like that. I was honestly kind of worried because today we're going to a cornfield maze, and I'm like, oh my god, like last night I was having them and they were like very distinct and they were just getting longer and longer. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, she's coming tonight. I'm like, one, my midwife is out of town, which by the way, we have a backup midwife and whatever, so we're good on that. So it's not like I give birth to her by myself, but like, one, my midwife's out of town until Monday, great. Two, I have these tickets to go to this cornfield maze that I was really looking forward to. I'm like, and if I give birth, I'm like, then I can't go. So it was really funny. And obviously I'm here still planning on going to the cornfield maze, so she was not born, but yeah, I'm just very excited. I am very excited and just very, I don't know, just still in shock of it all. I just can't wait for her to be born. I'm just excited, I guess, and excited to see what this home birth will be like, excited to see her face, excited to see the children interact with her. It'll just be a good and fun time, I think. And that's basically it. I've just been trying to prepare my body, having to get my iron up. So I've been taking blackstrap molasses on top of another iron supplement, and it's just been bad. I don't like taking medication, but I have to. So it's just been a lot of things, a lot of medication, a lot of teas, a lot of tinctures, and just like, I'm kind of over it. So if she does want to come later on tonight, that's fine, because then that means I don't have to take any, well, it probably means I should keep up with it, but you know what I mean? Like, not as badly. So, but yeah, but that was my, my awful 37 week update, a bump date. We've just been doing pretty good, just hot, but happy that it's finally cooling down and just ready to see her. Just uncomfortable, can't sleep at night, hips hurt. I've been wobbling everywhere, but that's it. So next time I see you, hopefully I'll have her in my arms. If by chance I happen to go over like 40 weeks, I'll do another one of these, because that means I'll be pregnant for another, what, like 3 or 4 weeks, which I'm hoping not only because like kind of uncomfortable to carry her for another 4 weeks, but Vladimir's birthday is on the 3rd of November, and that means that they'd be very close in sharing a birthday, which no one wants. So that'd be kind of a bummer. But anyways, I'm gonna show you guys my belly right now. Sorry, you guys. Hopefully you guys can see. This is my belly from the front, and this is my belly from the side, and just big old baby. She's always moving. I constantly can feel like a limb or her back, which is very strange because with the boys, Vladimir rarely ever moved at all, and Niklas moved, but at night. But I can distinctly feel like a knee, a foot, an elbow, and it's just very, very weird. Oh, also, before I forget, I'll post some photos and videos of my baby shower and my maternity photos. I don't know how I forgot that, but my friends threw me a beautiful, beautiful surprise birthday party, surprise baby shower, and those came out so nice. But of course, due to COVID, it was a lot of just like family and like just family. I think aside from the 2 girlfriends that threw it for me, I had just one other friend who showed up, which is fine. You know, people don't feel comfortable getting together still, or some people did, but they worked in casinos and didn't want to, you know, risk getting us sick, or they weren't feeling well that weekend. So I completely understand. I do not hold it against anybody, but it was such a beautiful baby shower. I am very lucky to have such amazing and wonderful friends. And another thing, I don't know how I forgot this, but a lot of our friends and family had pitched in to be able to allow us to have this home birth experience. Without them, I would not be anything, honestly. But I just want to say thank you so very much to all of my family and friends who donated on our I say Groupon, oh my god, I'm sorry, I have like really bad pregnancy brain, on our not OfferUp. I can't think of the word. What is the word? GoFundMe, and the Plume one, I think is what it's called. Plume, who knows? But thank you guys so much for donating, and it was just so beautiful. And like I said, I am really excited. Unless she decides to stick around for another 3-4 weeks, I won't see you until after she's born. So just say a prayer, say a thought for us, positive energy, whatever you guys believe in. But just very excited. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm really sorry that I haven't been keeping you guys updated, or even myself as updated as I would like to, but I just haven't had it in me, and sometimes that's okay, you know, especially with the way things are nowadays. If you're living each day as it comes, then by God, you're doing great, you know. So I'll see you guys later, and next time with a baby. So hopefully, unless she decides to stay in there forever. You guys, we'll see you later.